Okay, this is a short video on how to record a interview or a pre-record a show here in Studio A at Armadale's Community Radio, FM 92.1. First thing we need to do is to put the panel into recording mode. So to do that, head up to this control, switch it around to recording by turning this control and then pressing it down to select it. When you do that, you'll notice that when it focuses on the top left, you can still see Zara going out to air on program number 1. So this is what the number 1 means here. Everything else is on program 2, which is the recording channel. Now the next thing, I suppose, is to go to the computer and get ready to record. At the moment the computer is showing all the sponsors, which is going to be in the way. So I'll just get the mouse and click up in the top left corner there to minimize that out of the way. There it goes. And we'll go across today, we'll use Play It Recorder. It's a nice simple recording program. So just do 2 clicks on that, it should come up on the screen. And there it is. Now the first thing to do is to give your recording a name, so just come up to the record button there and type in a name. I'll just call it demo number 3, because that gives you an idea how many times I've tried to do this without stuffing it up. Demo number 3. Now as soon as I hit OK, it's going to start recording, so I won't do that just yet. I'll get myself organised. I'm just going to record a bit on the microphone, so I'll turn on the microphone and you can see the little things there, the meters moving around. One important thing is to try not to let them get to red. If you go all the way to the red, which I'll do by making a loud noise, that will make a terrible sound on your recording, so try not to let that happen. Of course, to avoid that, you just bring your levels down a bit. And okay, so we're ready to record. We'll go back to the computer and we click the OK button. We're now recording a demo of how to do an interview in Studio A using the new panel and the computer. Now, if you have a look at the screen here on the computer, you'll see that the little meters are also moving around. Again, if you go too loud, it'll hit the red, but you've got to go pretty loud, so try to avoid that anyway. When you've finished your recording, hit the stop button, or if you need to stop it momentarily, you can just pause it. I'm just going to stop it now. So are you sure? And you say, yep, I'm sure. And now you can see demo number 3 there is recorded. Now to play it back to make sure it sounds okay, we'll come back here, turn the microphone off. We don't need that now. Instead we're going to turn on the sponsor computer, if I can get this to focus. There it is. So sponsors on. Volume up a little bit so we can hear it. Back to the computer screen and double click on your interview, your fancy program, whatever it is you've recorded today, and it should come up on the screen and you should be able to hear it. Recording a demo. There it is. Of how to do an interview in Studio A using the new panel and the computer. If you have a look at the screen. Yeah, we know all that. We've already heard that, so I'm going to close that now. Now, if you were recording and needed to bring up the sponsors, you can of course bring that up by clicking down here, and the recording will continue in the background. You can minimize that out of the way when you're done with it. And I think that's probably about all you need to know. If you close this and you try to open it again over here, you might see nothing happens. That's because it's still running. It's got a little red dot down here in the corner of the screen, so double click on that to bring it back up. That will only happen if someone else has been using it the same day you have. So probably not very often, but it can be a bit confusing. If you want to find your recording, it'll be up in the Studio A recordings folder. So just double click on that and you'll see all the ones that have been done before that haven't been deleted. So there's various sponsor messages and things in creation there. And if you want to copy them onto a memory stick, you can. You would just have to find a memory stick and plug it into the front of the computer that's sitting on top of the speaker here in Studio A, of course. If you're on Google Drive, if you've been set up with that, you can also access it from the Studio A recordings folder, which is shared here at 2ARM to people who are doing this sort of stuff. So it saves you having to muck around with memory sticks. Anyway, I hope that is useful for you. If you need to make changes, you could open these things up in Audacity, which is a bit more of a complex recording program. But that's a thing for another day. The main thing is that you know how to record an interview. When you've finished, of course, it might be nice to put the panel back to normal, because not everyone's going to know how to do that. So just switch it back to classic or modern, and away it goes. And maybe turn the other stuff off that you're not using anymore. And that's it.